Will be a man named Brett Kavanaugh. He spent many years, a decade plus, on the D.C. Circuit Court, 300 cases he's written. So there's a lot to go through, and he has extensive political history. So let's get some personal perspective. We got Luke McCloud with us right now. He is a former clerk for the newly announced Supreme Court nominee. Good to have you, sir. What can you tell us about your old boss?
Well, thanks for having me, Chris. And I can tell you, I think that the president has made an excellent choice with Judge Kavanaugh. He is extremely well qualified, has a record, as you said, of over 300 decisions in some of the most complicated areas of the law that federal courts face. And across those decisions, he's earned the respect of a wide variety of folks in the legal industry, judges across the political spectrum. I think another thing that folks should know about Judge Kavanaugh is he is just a great guy. Maybe, even better, he's a great judge, but he's an excellent person. He's very involved in his community, whether it's serving meals with Catholic charities or coaching his daughter's Little League teams, or just being a mentor to young lawyers like myself.
So there are going to be a lot of questions that people have about the judge going forward. We know that that's the process. But let me ask you a couple of things that you would have a take on, having worked with him closely. One of the big concerns is that these men and women, when they get on the Supreme Court, never really lose their partisan stripes. What do you know about Kavanaugh, especially given his extensive partisan history? Not that it's good or bad, but what makes you feel confident that when he gets on that bench, he's not a Republican on the bench?
Well, Chris, I'm confident because having worked with Judge Kavanaugh day in, day out for over a year, I know that he's very independent and very fair-minded. He's never going to prejudge an issue based on who the parties to the case are. He has certain core commitments that he applies in every case, and those commitments have led him to rule for a lot of different parties, whether they're criminal defendants or government agencies or corporations. So I think in every case that comes before him on the court, he's going to take a hard look at the facts of that case, what the law says, and try very hard to come up with the best answer as he sees the law.
You ever hear him talk about being on the Supreme Court?
No, I didn't. I don't think that this is something that he planned for or expected. He really is just a very down-to-earth guy. When we're outside of chambers, it's not the law we talk about, it's the Nationals, how they're doing in the baseball season, or other sports, or just TV shows or books that he's reading. So, he's not, I think, the sort of person who's been planning for this day for all of his life. He really is just a regular kind of guy.
All right. Hey, Luke, I appreciate you being on with